speaking of miserable drunks, that's the only way I have to phrase it. Chris Jericho and Sammy, don't call me Jake Hager. He's actually, now they've gotten him over where the people think he's about as tough as Sammy Hagar. Took on Jelly Janela and Sonny Kiss. Folks, we need a team name for Jelly and Sonny. I will leave it up to the cult of Cornette. I'll read the best submissions on the air. We need a team name for Jelly and Sonny. I hate to say this about my old friend Chris. Jelly, Nutella, and Chris Jericho are starting to look like a before and after poster for the effects of alcoholism on meth heads.
I must admit, seeing them in there together, it was like, seeing Jericho and mini Jericho. It was pretty funny.
It's like, here's the guy that, he lives in the trailer park and he does some meth. But maybe he'll straighten up, and then 20 years later, well, my God, he's become an alcoholic too, and here's what he looks like. As Jim Ross said again, why, in that unguarded moment in the break, why did they book this fucking little prick as a babyface? Jelly. Who can possibly like anything he does or any human that looks like that? Anyway, here's another reason why I thought that perhaps Jericho was just taking the money. This is where if this was trying to be presented as a real wrestling promotion, and Jericho meant well and was trying to do the best thing for the company instead of just taking the check of the fucking boss, he would have sat down and he would have said, look, Tony, I understand you like these guys. You've signed the Sonny Kisses, the Jelly Nutellas, the whatevers. Book them all you want, but no, me and Hager's a big fucking legitimate right now MMA fighter, and I am the biggest mainstream star you have. Don't book us with these people on television unless we're just going to fucking knock them out and pin them. We can't be competitive with guys like this and still stay, much less doing all this ha-ha. For the good of the company, he would have set Tony Khan down and smartened him up. But instead, he just does whatever the fuck. This was mark booking at its utmost. Not only does he put top guys in with preliminary talent so nobody can get over. A lot of people are going to say, oh, how generous Jericho and Hager are to make Sonny and Jelly look good and put them over and, do their stuff and everything too. No, because Jelly and Sonny ain't never going to get over. They're never going to draw you any money. They're never going to be main event talent. What you do is you diminish your top talent by putting them in and having them go so long, so competitively with garbage talent. Then you waste the no DQ stipulation just because Tony and his fantasy booking federation mind put it down on paper that this would be the next program that they'll do. You waste no disqualification on a match like this just because Jelly and Sonny are mad at Jericho. Well, if they're mad, they better get glad and get over it, because they should never get any fucking rebuttal, any response, any comeback whatsoever on Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. And wasting the disqualified no DQ stipulation in a match like this just wastes it to where it means less when you actually have top guys on both sides of the fucking thing. I will go over this fucking in the order that I wrote things down. It took me almost 45 minutes to watch this match because I couldn't write this fast. Sonny Kiss flew across the ring at one point, punched Jake Hager, and he flew off the apron and took a bump all the way to the rail from one punch of Sonny Kiss's. The MMA fighter in Bellator, I believe?
Yeah.
And then Jim Ross trying to fucking figure out what to call Sonny Kiss because he's still trying to play along with this foolishness that Sonny has going on in his fucking mind. Trying to call Sonny her, which as we covered last week on the program is ridiculous and insulting until they do it in the NFL or the UFC or the NBA. You don't do it in professional wrestling either, when it's obviously a fucking man standing there. But JR said he just knocked her off the apron. So now Jake Hager is her. And no wonder I wrote, nobody can keep track of who's who in this shit show. Now you've got to put your announcers out on a limb trying to figure out what to call people when they don't want to be called what you can see in front of your fucking face. Your goddamn lead announcer can't figure out what to call anybody. This verbal fucking gymnastics. Sonny Kiss is awkward enough as a worker. But it's worse when he keeps trying to stick his fucking ass out. Everything, whether he's getting his ass kicked or whether he's on offense. He's more worried about sticking his ass out than he is about fucking making it. It's like watching a high school cheerleader suddenly vault in through the middle of a fucking wrestling match. So then Sonny gave Jelly a cold tag. And then Jelly and Sonny both came off the top ropes with missile drop kicks. And it's the thing about Sonny Kiss. He's athletic in his fashion. He's in shape in his fashion. He can do the tumbling. He can do the cartwheels, the gymnastics. He can do an athletic thing like doing a drop kick off the top rope, whereas Jelly just looks like the blob of jelly that he is and can't do anything athletic. However, they did the drop kick off the top rope, simultaneous drop kicks, and then Jelly was supposed to clothesline Hager. This is why I had to rewind the tape. Jelly was supposed to clothesline Hager over the top rope, and imagine what a fucking insult that is. Jake Hager's so green, and he's not experienced, and he's putting his faith in Jericho, where Jake Hager would have been the one to sit down and say, I'm sorry, Jelly, but you'll not be clotheslining me over the top rope. I'm a grown adult fucking mixed martial arts fighter, a foot taller and 60 pounds heavier, if not more than you are, and look at you, so this won't be happening. But they just all working with each other. But before Joey can fucking clothesline Hager over the top, they're supposed to do a pose in Sonny Kiss's mind. So Sonny Kiss does an awkward handstand and a leg split all alone in the middle of the ring while Jelly's clotheslining Hager over the top rope. I wrote then the job guys are kicking the shit out of the top heels in the company. Then I found out what it was. Sonny Kiss went back to pose. He was trying to do a pose where he did a handstand and put his fucking leg on Jelly's shoulders so they could milk the people. But he did it while Jelly was still in the middle of his spot. So that's why he was just with a headstand in the middle of the ring. This guy is completely lost and way too green for national television. It looked fucking horrible. Then Jelly gets a chair. That's when I found out it was a no DQ match, because I zipped through the fucking entrances because I wasn't interested. But now I see it's a no DQ match. And they go to the break. And they come back from yes, this went through a break. When they came back from the break, they were in full garbage match mode. There was a chair in the corner of the turnbuckles. There was a table pulled out on the floor. A job guy and a cheerleading squad dropout. We're testing the top heels in the company to the limit. Sonny Kiss made a comeback on Hager. Hager then stopped him, and they got the trash can. You can't have a fucking match without a trash can. And did you catch this, Brian? Hager plants Sonny, puts the trash can on top of Sonny. Sonny holds the round trash can so that it won't roll off of him like it would if he just let it go. Then Hager goes for the Hager bomb off the buckles, but Sonny Kiss pushes the can up 1 foot, and Hager, all 300 pounds of him, lands on the fucking garbage can, and he sells it. But what he doesn't realize, and apparently nobody else did either, was that he just fucking splashed the goddamn garbage can down on top of fucking Sonny. And Sonny didn't sell it a lick. Fucking idiots. Fucking morons. None of you would have made a goddamn class at OVW without getting kicked out in the fucking street. Then Jelly hit Jericho on the stage. Go back and watch this, folks. Jelly hit the most effeminate punches ever thrown in wrestling. Notice I'm not being homophobic because I didn't say Sonny Kiss's punches actually looked better than Jelly's. Jelly's looked more effeminate. And Jericho countered by apparently trying to arm whip Jelly into the fucking entry tube. But Jelly, did you see, just fell over and sat down on the fucking lights. Just wallered over. Then Hager threw Jelly off the stage through a table. And that spot was done for two reasons. One, to get Jelly out of the way for the finish. And two, so Jelly can go home, ask his mother for a Hot Pocket, and then watch the fucking video in the basement and masturbate himself that he got to break a table on television. Because that, after all, is the dream of every professional wrestler. But meanwhile, so he's taken out of this fucking thing. Sonny Kiss cross bodies both Jericho and Hager while they're standing on the stage, the entrance stage. He comes off the top rope, Sonny does, cross bodies them, and they all landed, every single one of them landed on the stairs. Did you say Jericho tried to turn and not really go down at all, but he still went down? Was that not what ended Rick Rude's career?
That's exactly what I was thinking with the way Jericho landed specifically. I was thinking about Rick Rude and that, I guess it was a platform in Japan.
Yes, it was the same thing, only instead of a step up, it was a step down, but the lower back, cross body, lower back onto a sharp 90-degree angle fucking step, end of career. But just for this fucking TV match with fucking two simpleton underneath curtain jerkers, you're going to take a chance on hurting two of the top heels in the company. Anyway, then, I'm not making this up, folks. Go back and watch this. This was classic. Sonny Kiss does 3 fucking cartwheels in a row across the ring and then stops dead and then throws out a fucking weak fake kick to Jake Hager, who has to sell it. And then fucking did some more fucking another round off or something to fucking Jericho. And then I've heard people yell from their comeback, the babyface, but never a screech. He screeched. I wrote at this time, they are letting a guy who can't hit the ropes properly beat up Jericho and Hager by himself. Then to stop Sonny Kiss, the dangerous Sonny Kiss, the intimidating Sonny Kiss, the world's greatest wrestler, Sonny Kiss, Chris Jericho has to come out from under the ring with a fire extinguisher and spray him in the face with it so Hager can hit the finish on this fucking guy. When did they just do the fucking, we just talked about the fire extinguisher spot. What was that on? When did they do that? On the pay-per-view?
When was that? What match was that?
It was on the pay-per-view. Somebody just did it fucking 4 days ago. But once again, they had everything but goddamn baseball. I'm surprised Jericho didn't have his baseball bat, but they used everything but a shotgun to beat 2 fucking underneath job guy preliminary curtain jerkers that neither one of them can fucking work to begin with, and they're embarrassing to look at. And here is Chris, there are at best 1 million people watching AEW. That means since there's 6 billion people in the world, there are 5,999,000,000 people not watching. Of those people, tens of millions at least know who Chris Jericho is. They have had a functioning knowledge of him over the past 25 years on national television and around the world. So if they did flip by and see Chris Jericho and decide to stop and pay attention for a minute, it looks like he's on a sketch comedy show. And they would see, that's what I'm talking about, visually embarrassing. If you want, you can get wrestlers that look good and can work as well, certainly, and obviously much better than Jelly Nutella and Sonny Kiss, but people flipping by might see Chris Jericho against one of them and go, well, I might maybe want to watch this. These guys look like athletes. I haven't seen this before. But when they flip by and see, it's visually embarrassing from the start. You see Sonny Kiss, you see Jelly Janela, you're not going to take it seriously. You're not going to stop and watch. That's for normal people that don't watch wrestling anymore because there's too many people that look like Jelly Nutella and Sonny Kiss in it.
I disagree with you.
That's visually embarrassing.
I disagree with you. I agree with you about Jelly Nutella and the way people would react to it. But Sonny Kiss, people would stop and, like I saw with Suzanne, they'll stop and say, what is this? There's a curiosity factor with Sonny Kiss.
But then the work is so horrible, it makes the whole business look crummy. I will agree with you. Yes, there's a curiosity, the two dogs fucking on the side of the road factor. But then you have to watch him work, and he can't. And he's green, and he's over his head, and it's embarrassing. I don't care how many fucking round-offs and cartwheels this fucking guy can do. His wrestling and striking looks like caca. So anyway, this is proof that Chris Jericho does not sit down with Tony Khan, that Jake Hager does not know how to take care of his own fucking image or career, and that this is just ridiculous. Anyway, then Jericho tried to put himself over, or both of them over, as a tag team after taking 20 minutes and cheating to beat two of the most embarrassing wrestlers in history. So that really did a lot of good for some of his high-priced talent.
The tag team division is one that people talk about because of FTR. You may not like the Bucks, but people talk about the Bucks. The tag team division will be the latest thing that Chris Jericho latches onto. Just like he did to Orange Cassidy when he thought there was a big Orange Cassidy fan base.
Then why wouldn't he want to go out there and get over? Why would you give this much time to this?
Because he wants to fit in with the younger guys. That's why. You know, David Bowie was able to morph himself and grow old and do things that were contemporary. He wasn't desperately trying to fit in with the younger people. There's a difference. And I think Chris Jericho is someone who's desperate to fit in with the younger elite wrestlers that he joined up with.
Moving on.